Please welcome Miss Gwendolyn McNuckles, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration graduate, will introduce the 2010 Commencement keynote speaker.
I have the pleasure this evening of introducing our keynote speaker, Congressman Chaka Fattah. Congressman Fattah is completing his 16th year in the U.S. House of Representatives. Before his election to Congress in 1994, Congressman Fattah served 6 years as a representative in the State House, followed by 6 years as a state senator. Congressman Fattah is a recognized leader on educational issues. He is the chief sponsor of the American Opportunity Tax Credit Act that provides tax credit for tuition and other expenses for college students. He is also the architect of the Early College Awareness Program, Gear Up, gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. For 24 years, Congressman Fattah has led the Graduate Opportunity Initiative to increase enrollment of underrepresented graduate students studying science, technology, energy, and math. And he is the creator of CORE, College Opportunity Resources for Education, that provides scholarships for college. In addition to educational initiatives, Congressman Fattah is actively involved in legislation and policy initiatives for energy efficiency and conservation, housing, crime prevention, job creation, and patient protection and affordable health care. He is a member of the powerful Appropriations Committee and chairs a bipartisan Congressional Urban Caucus. Congressman Fattah earned a master's degree in governmental administration from the University of Pennsylvania and a certificate from Harvard's program for senior executives in state and local government. He is the recipient of numerous honors and awards, including the University of Pennsylvania's Samuel S. Fales Award for Alumni Achievement. Penn also named a chair for Congressman Fattah. Time magazine named Fattah one of the Fattah is married to TV anchor Renee Chenault Fattah and has 4 children.
Each of you have your own stories. Each of you have a story that you could tell. I want to first of all tell you that it is an absolute extraordinary honor for me to be here to celebrate and to offer my personal congratulations to each of you on your graduation to be members of the class of 2010. Give these graduates another round of applause. Now, your president, you can tell that he loves the students at Peirce College just by weaving those stories together. And I saw him all before this show actually got started interacting with students. A great president for a school with a great legacy in the greatest city anywhere on earth. Give your great president a round of applause. And I want to also offer the congratulations of our mayor, Mayor Nutter, who could not be here tonight, but offers his congratulations and the thanks of a city that is in need of your talents and your abilities, and a mayor who's made an extraordinary commitment himself to education and educational advancement. So I want to acknowledge his work. We were together just a few days ago on Friday in Oklahoma City, where I addressed the U.S. Conference of Mayors and met with some of our 3,000 Gear Up kids there in Oklahoma City. But the mayor had some work that took him away from being here tonight, and I wanted to personally mention his thanks for your persistence. Now, for this young lady who introduced me, she doesn't look like anyone's grandmother, does she? And she's graduating with honors, on her way to Texas, graduate school. Her daughter, her granddaughter. What a great story. But Peirce is a college of great stories. For almost 150 years, actually 145 years ago, this school started. And it was created with you in mind. And what I want you to think about as you receive your degrees is not just being the recipient of and being the beneficiaries of the leadership that established this institution 145 years ago, but think of what institutions you can establish and be a part of that 145 years from now others will be able to benefit by. That's your responsibility. Now, I want to center my remarks, and for those who have dinner reservations, know that they will be short. But I want to center my remarks on what I call that dash. It's between your date of birth and your expiration, that dash. And it represents your life, your story. And when they run the scripts at the end of this, it'll be wardrobe by you, casting by you, story by you, right? You get to write the whole story. And you get a chance to write yourselves in, as you have done, as winners. This dash is what we know to be God's gift to us. This life that we get a chance to live. And it's wonderful that you're here at the Kimmel Center, because this is a stage and an auditorium for great performances. And that's what you have demonstrated, a focus on performing at your best rather than settling for less than your best. But this dash that you are engaged in is not a singular effort. And that's why this grandmother is so very special, because this dash, you're connected to your parents, and you will be connected to those who come after you, your children and your grandchildren. And you get a chance, it's kind of like this is Philadelphia, you know, we have that great pin relay, and you see those track stars, and the most complicated race is the relay race. Because it's not about individual performance. You have to run your part of the race as well as you can, and then you have to pass the baton. In this intergenerational relay race that we have been engaged in for so very long, you get a chance now to strut your stuff, to run your leg of the race, to do your part, and then to pass that baton. And the baton pass is intricate. It has to be done just right. If it falls on the ground, your team is out. You're never going to be able to catch up. Dr. King said, you know, if we start out in the race of life with those who run in front of us before we were able to run, we have but two choices, either to forever be behind or to decide to run faster. So this dash, this light that you've been given as a gift, I now challenge you to think about life's highway. it was said earlier that it's a winding road. It's never a straight path. All I want to tell you is no matter how the path might turn and twist, you have to persist. You have to have the same determination that brought you to this moment, to reach the next plateau, to reach the next level of achievement, to live fully the life that you've been given, and to achieve not just for yourself, but for the broader society. So now, my grandmother would say, she said, now when you go down south, you stay on the main highway. I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but she said, you stay on the main highway. Don't get off on those side roads. They're not selling the kind of gas you want, buy it anyway. And there was wisdom in those words. And all I want to tell you is stay on the main highway. You can't see what's around the next bend, but if you keep going, if you have a hope that surpasses all understanding, a faith beyond the facts, and all you have to do is reflect for a minute on your own story, because you have a story to tell. There's always some excuse to do less than your best, but you've risen above the naysayers. There are always some people on the sideline saying, well, why are you doing that? You know, or somebody telling you about a cab driver with 2 master's degrees and don't have a job. There's always, talking about, well, the tuition is high. Let me tell you something, no matter how expensive education may be, ignorance always costs more. So now you've arrived at this moment, and you should see this not as a ceiling for your accomplishments and achievements. You should see this as a floor in which you now can go even higher. That this is a foundation in which you can build. Dr. King, on his last visit to Philadelphia, went to a little school right down the street. You could walk to it almost, Barrett. He said to the students and adults assembled, he said, you could be the architects of your own lives. You can design a strategy to achieve anything that you believe. So think about this moment and know with a certainty that you've already come further than some might have predicted. But the distance from here to the very, very top is a lot shorter than the distance you've already traveled. All you have to do is to take the education that's been provided, the persistence that you walked in the door with or have fortified over your years at Peirce, and go forward. Look for the next challenge and the next opportunity. Inspire others as you go along. And even though there will be some who will cheer you on and some who may be a critic, know with a certainty that this is your story. This is your dash. You get a chance to decide how the story is going to shape up. It's nice writing yourself in as a winner. I love being a winner. I first ran for Congress, I lost. I ran again. See, sometimes you have to see a setback as nothing more than a stepping stone for a comeback. I ran for a seat on the Appropriations Committee. I lost. I ran again. I won. I told him that story wasn't over. You got to flip the page. Flip the script. We're going to do it again. What you have to know is that you have in you the ability to achieve beyond even maybe what you can imagine at this moment. So you have to kind of run on and see what the end's going to be. You have to not grow weary in well-doing. Your family loves being here. They'll come to another graduation. You want another degree, they'll come. They'll come. So, education is historically verifiable as a tool of empowerment unequal anywhere on earth. So you have an education. It was said, don't risk being judged not to have lived because you were not involved in the passion or action of your times. Be involved in the life of your family, in your community, in your religious institutions, on your job, in your business. One of you will be the next congressman, hopefully, from Philadelphia one day, not anytime soon. Or the next mayor, or the next president of Peirce College. Let me just introduce you again to a young lady who you briefly met, but I want to acknowledge her because she graduated from Peirce. Then she worked for Peirce. Now she's on the board of trustees of Peirce. Renee Branch, just give her another round of applause, please. Think about your dash between this date of birth and your date of expiration. Live life to the fullest. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is the only life you're getting. So, enjoy it. Do the most you can with it. And part of that is education, because it's powerful. Lives that were irrelevant are made significant. Lives that would have been paltry are made powerful. Lives that some would have marginalized are moved into the mainstream. So you go on and run your part of this race and stay on track. Don't get distracted. Don't let skeptics or critics talk you out of what you know with a certainty is your God-given ability. You heard this young man sing that song? Well, you have to know that you can perform. You have to know that it's in you and that you have the ability. So I'll conclude with this. It was President Nelson Mandela. He was walking out of prison after 27 years. He was going to become the president of his country. And he said on that day, he said, our deepest fear is not that we are going to fail. And just hold that for a minute. He said, our deepest fear is not that we're going to fail. It's kind of like when Benjamin Elijah May said, he said, the calamity in life is not failure. It's not failing to reach your dreams. It's having low aim, having no dreams to reach for. Mandela said, he said that our deepest fear is not failure, it is that we are indeed brilliant and gorgeous and capable. And so we have to kind of stand up, because, the sun shines on those who stand before it shines on those who kneel. That's why we're honored to be in your bright, shining faces today, because you have decided to stand up and catch some of life's sunshine. God bless you and good luck.